Trackside, please do come and say hello to us, either in the commentary lounge at the moment just by turn number 1, or in fact up by the hill at turn number 5, where Kiko Giles on hand with our roaming microphone. Plenty of chances to come and say hello. Tell us how your races have been, what battles you've enjoyed, what you want to say. Please do let us know. But as we get ready for the first senior Minimoto race of the weekend, we get underway. A great start from Richard Holmes-Williams, who launches into first place, but not for long. Ryan Grant getting a much better traction through the first couple of corners and taking the lead. A bit of a skirmish though at the first chicane for the first time out of 9.
Yeah, Dodgems at turn 1, didn't quite see who it was. Got a rider picking his bike up, his rider's up and okay. Oh, we got a rider down at the back of the field as well, so yellow flags at turn 4 now as well. But Richard Holmes-Williams away and running at the moment. He is clear. I think that's Marco Pandolfo in second place, about to go back to third. I'm not sure. I think it is as they go through turn 6, but definitely Richard Holmes-Williams leads.
Richard Holmes-Williams definitely gave it a good start coming out of the first couple of corners. He got a good start off the line, but then just Ryan Grant just seemed to pull up and, well, disappear up towards the final couple of corners then, as is the yellow flag for a rider at turn number 1. Marshall's around and just passing us the information. But Richard Holmes-Williams in the lead of the race ahead of Ryan Grant, with Matt Birkin and Will Howarth going side by side for third place. It was very close, but it just went the way of Matt, with Will Howarth in fourth place ahead of Josh Birkin, with Simon Huntingford and Andy Whedon 6th and 7th. Ryan Grant in 8th ahead of Matt Birkin and Chris Yeomans, with Ross Michael, Giorgio Scarlata and Nick Bennett. Your top 13 as of the first lap here at Howarth for the first of the senior Minimotos races.
Down towards turn 6 at the moment. Richard Holmes-Williams, I think, is just, it all depends on whether or not he's going to be able to maintain that pace for the rest of this race. I think that's Ryan just going through into second place, runs it wide, bit of a battle for second as they go up towards the final corner. Close stuff indeed.
Going very tight for second place, as you just mentioned, Kiko, side by side. The 96 of Will Howarth just holds on ahead of Bernie Hook so far, with Marco Pandolfo into fourth at the moment. So another good result so far for Marco, who's definitely been getting stuck into his Minimoto racing over the last few meetings. Been progressing nicely, and hopefully we'll get onto the podium very soon for him. But Bernie Hook challenging Will Howarth the opening stages of this lap.
Marco Pandolfo looking, of course, for his first podium of the season. He had a difficult start back at Landau, that's fair to say. A machine problem, no doubt about it, but he's shown great pace since he's had a bike that works, and he's just getting quicker and quicker every round. He's established himself now inside the top 10, looking to establish himself inside the top 5, really. He's there in fourth, just in behind Matt Birkin, but at the moment Richard Holmes-Williams leads Will Howarth by I don't know what the gap is, I can't see, but I'd say it's about a second and a half.
So that's a very good guess, that.
Not bad.
1.569, that's a very good guess, that, Kiko. Well done.
I have got many talents.
Well, we're thankful to be able to utilise your services, Mr. Giles. Richard Holmes-Williams in the lead of this race still. 1.569 to the good, as mentioned by Will Howarth, with Bernie Hook in third, but not for too much longer. Marco Pandolfo was closing up over the line. It was 0.6 of a second, but he was in the tow coming up towards the first chicane, with Ryan Grant in the top 5 ahead of Josh Birkin, Andy Whedon, Matt Birkin, Simon Huntingford and Chris Yeomans, with Giorgio, Ross Michael and Nick Bennett. Nick Bennett unfortunately not registering a lap in this race so far, so 12 out there so far. And still Richard Holmes-Williams just keeping ahead of Will Howarth, but Bernie Hook still being reeled in by Marco Pandolfo, with a bit between his teeth. The quite bright red leathers of Marco Pandolfo getting closer and closer in Bernie's rear view.
He's right on him as they go through turn 4. Marco Pandolfo all over Bernie Hook, not going to make a move at turn 5, he's not quite close enough, but It's definitely a battle to be had here for third place and that last position on the podium as they go through turn 6. They have an advantage of, I'd say, 4-5 seconds over the rest of them, but they are together now. Will Howarth right on the rear of Richard Holmes-Williams, and I think it's a matter of when and not if as they go through Paddock Bend. Might be at turn 1, who knows. Will Howarth building and building down the straight. They're alongside. Will Howarth pulls to the inside at turn 1 but doesn't quite get the move done. So Will Howarth in second, Williams in the lead.
But still changing, going on for third, fourth and fifth. Ryan Grant now up into fourth place, just getting ahead of Marco Pandolfo coming over to the line, but they were 3 astern really going through the first chicane. Marco Pandolfo trying to get past Bernie Hook, but Ryan Grant really just cutting through them at the moment.
He is indeed. Ryan Grant making short work of everyone. Marco Pandolfo though still scrapping over that last place on the podium really, although it might just be for fourth place now as he's been. Howarth has got Richard Holmes-Williams. That was done at the back of the circuit, so Will Howarth really looking a class act. He's come through, he's closed that gap down little by little, but we know Richard Holmes-Williams is the man to beat. Didn't have a great qualifying at the first round at Llandown and came through there to win all 3 races. Will he be able to do the same today?
Well, we're certainly going to look forward to it. Will Howarth with the fastest lap with a 55.724 on that last lap. Not quite as quick, but still half a second quicker than Richard Holmes-Williams. Bernie Hook now having to defend for his life against Marco Pandolfo. Coming over the line on that last one, it was just 0.2 of a second. Was even closer going through the first chicane again. Marco really wants fourth place, but Richard Holmes-Williams is not going to give up on the battle for the race lead. 3 laps, well, 2.5 laps now left to go up towards St John's and into Sunny, right and then left. It's quite a difficult transition on these quite small bikes, but Will Howarth has managed just to pull a bit of a gap on Richard Holmes-Williams, just enough to keep him ahead so far. A bit further back, Josh Birkin and Andy Whedon also fighting through the left-hander at Sunny and up towards Paddock Bend, the final corner.
Will Howarth in the lead of this race. Don't forget though, last time out at Tattershaw, he was closing the leader down and had a little slip-off on the last lap. Let's hope and pray he does not do the same. Richard Holmes-Williams has not given up though. As you say, oh my goodness me, Will Howarth has gone and done the same. I can't believe it. He's crashed at turn 5 and he has handed the lead to Richard Holmes-Williams. I'm going to give up and go home.
What, my goodness, what a shame for Will Howarth, who had started to pull out even quicker now. On that last lap, it was his fastest lap of a 55.521, but Richard Holmes-Williams beaming from ear to ear like a Cheshire cat under that helmet, just saying thank you very much, I'm going to take that. But now this gives the extra dimension that Bernie Hook and Marco Pandolfo going to jump up a position. Marco Pandolfo is still sniffing on a potential podium. Onto the final lap they go. Richard Holmes-Williams in the lead ahead of Ryan Grant, but the battle now, well, with Bernie Hook and Marco Pandolfo getting very close as well. Further down, still some scrapping going on with Matt Birkin and Andy Whedon.
Still scrapping to be had with Marco Pandolfo at this moment in time. He's not close enough and hasn't been close enough at turn 5 or turn 6 really to make a move on the last lap, but there is no question about who's going to win this race, I'm fairly sure. And I hope I don't curse him. Richard Holmes-Williams comes through turn 8 and turn 9 upright, I'm glad to say, and looking like he's going to take a win here. Through the last corner he comes. It's going to be a win. Richard Holmes-Williams
takes the checker flag, and a great win there for Richard Holmes-Williams. Great start, struggled off the line, managed to capitalise on it for the latter stages of the race until Will Howarth unfortunately went down, but Ryan Grant came home in second ahead of Will Howarth, Bernie Hook and Marco Pandolfo, with Matt Birkin and Andy Whedon the top 7.